and then I'll need somebody to take the unit home or to your station. He's been arrested for DWI.
Traffic, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to issue a citation for unlawful operation for emergency vehicle, okay?
Would you disagree with me?
I wouldn't agree with you, sir.
No, I said, would you disagree with me?
I would.
Cops have a duty to ensure traffic safety. But what happens when they pull over their colleagues who are obviously unable to drive? Here are times when good cops arrest their partners. It was a typical day in Albuquerque when Officer Jordan Hernandez, dressed in his uniform and driving his fully marked police vehicle, set off for work. As he sped down the highway, something was off. He wasn't just driving fast, he was flying, pushing his vehicle well over 100 miles per hour and weaving in and out of traffic. Unbeknownst to him, a New Mexico State police officer was watching closely. The erratic driving caught the officer's attention immediately, and he decided to pull the vehicle over. As he approached the car, the state police officer noticed something that added a chilling layer to the situation: the unmistakable smell of alcohol. What began as a routine drive to work had quickly spiraled into something far more serious.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's the hurry?
I'm just in my way to work. I have like 11 minutes left.
Yeah, you have 9 minutes left?
Yeah, I
Okay.
go in at 12.
Okay, and also, you're not staying in your lane.
I'm sorry, boss. I have a low tire. That's all it is.
Come back here and talk to me real quick.
Yeah.
Come back here.
Yep.
Over here. Yeah, so you're doing so stand right here. So did you even see me on the freeway?
I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Okay. You didn't see me at all?
No, sir.
You didn't see me at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay, were you doing a buck 12 and I turned around? I actually saw you in the median, I turned around, and I've been chasing you probably since the 2:12-ish.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, you do a favor, you have your weapon on you, right?
What's that?
You have your weapon on you?
Yes, sir.
Let's put it in your car real quick.
Okay.
And your taser. Come back here.
Yes, sir.
Over here. When does shift start?
12, sir.
12? Okay, stand here. So, Mr. Hernandez, where are you coming from?
Less than this.
Where do you live at in Las Lunas?
What's that?
Where do you live at?
Hunting ranch.
Hunting Ranch?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, like, I tried to put your gun away. Okay, I'll be flat out honest with you. Okay, one, you're speeding.
Yes, sir.
With no lights on.
Yes, sir.
Two, I don't know why you keep going off the road. That's why I stopped you.
Honestly, can I show you why?
Well, you can tell me why.
It's because I don't have my other light or my other key, and so my other key, like, it fucks me up because I don't have my other key in the ignition, and so it's pulling.
Officer Hernandez tried to cooperate with his colleague who pulled him over, but you could see the fear in his eyes. He immediately started making some lame excuses and even insisted on showing the cop something, but the cop wasn't having any of it. All that mattered to him was road safety and traffic rules, and it was clear that Officer Hernandez was breaking them. Officer Hernandez confidently claimed he hadn't had a drink since the day before, but the cop didn't buy it. So he started with the usual routine, making Officer Hernandez do some exercises, classic stuff when a cop suspects someone might be driving under the influence.
Like, I can show you, sir.
So that's why you can't stay in one lane?
No.
Okay, no. I asked you, why can't you stay in one lane?
Because I'm trying to log on to all my stuff and everything like that.
Okay. So when did you start logging into it?
Honestly, I can show you. Like, I've been trying to log on and doing all my other stuff. That's the only reason.
Mr. Hernandez, when did you last drink alcohol?
Yesterday.
Okay, I'm gonna check your eyes real quick.
Okay.
Put your toes together.
Yep.
I'm gonna talk by flashing lights. What time yesterday?
Probably 12.
12 midnight or
Noon.
12 noon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, noon yesterday?
Yes, sir.
So like 12 hours ago?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No. Like noon the day prior.
Okay, I'm gonna check your eyes.
Okay.
So nothing drink recently?
No, sir.
Okay, any major head injury?
Just a headache recently, but nothing crazy.
Okay. When did you graduate the academy?
About 3 years ago, sir.
Okay. Was I one of your instructors?
What's that?
Was I one of your instructors?
No, sir.
Okay. See my fingertip?
Yes, sir.
Follow my fingertip with your eyes only. And don't move your head.
Yes,
so, Mr. Hernandez, can you explain why I would smell alcohol from your breath?
I don't know why, sir.
Okay, here we go. Don't move your head. Mr. Hernandez, do you have a license?
On me, yeah.
Can I see it? Who's your sergeant?
Sergeant Folk, Jared Folk.
Okay, wait right there. This is very awkward for me, Mr. Hernandez.
White Honda Civic.
The exercise where Officer Hernandez had to follow the cop's fingertip with his eyes took forever. It's almost funny, except for the fact that Officer Hernandez could have seriously put someone's life at risk. His eyes were full of tears the whole time. If you missed that detail, don't worry, you'll notice it soon enough because the exercise dragged on for a while. Not only was he on the verge of crying, but Officer Hernandez was also breathing rapidly, fully aware he had dug himself into a deep hole with his behavior on the road. He almost seemed to be feeling sorry for himself, but the cop who pulled him over was a true professional and didn't care that Officer Hernandez was in uniform.
7 good.
$29. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Hernandez. Stand right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, same drill. Put your heel and toes together.
Yes, sir.
Is that your sides?
Yes, sir.
Follow my fingertip. Don't move your head. Okay. Don't look at my knuckle. Look at my fingertip. Okay. Ready? Follow fingertip. Okay, same thing. I'm going to go up and down. Follow fingertip. Mr. Hernandez, 2 more quick tests. We'll possibly get you on your way. Any problems walking, bouncing, or turning?
I mean, just boost, but nothing.
If you thought things couldn't get any worse for Officer Hernandez, well, you'd be wrong. His world really came crashing down when the cop stood in front of him and told him to imagine a straight line with his left foot to the cop's right and walk heel to toe along it. Officer Hernandez acted like he'd been handed a quantum physics problem. When he realized this exercise would expose him, he started making excuses again, this time claiming he couldn't see where the cop's feet were.
Yep, on my light.
Yes, sir.
Face your police unit. Put your heel and toes together. Right now, the only thing I want you to do is just listen to me, okay?
Okay.
Can you imagine a straight line from your left foot to my right foot? Can you imagine a straight line?
I'm sorry, which way?
Just imagine a straight line from your left foot to my right foot. Nope, don't do anything. Just imagine a straight line.
Okay.
Don't move your foot.
Okay.
Don't move your foot. Put your feet together, Mike.
Okay.
Okay, imagine, okay, don't do anything. Just imagine a straight line from your left foot to my right foot. Can you do that? Okay, the line width of your foot or shoe is about 4 to 5 inches wide. Mr. Hernandez, do me a favor. On that imaginary line, place your left foot just like this.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it for me now. Mr. Hernandez,
I'm sorry.
that was your right foot. I said place your...
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay. Now, Mr. Hernandez, place your right foot directly in front of your left, touching heel to toe, like directly in front. Hands at your sides.
Can I take off my bags?
You,
I can't see it over my bag.
sure, go ahead.
Okay. Can I put them on your hood?
You can put them in your car.
Okay. Sorry, I can't see over my hood or my bags.
right there. Okay, heel and toes together. Right foot in front of left. Okay. You and I are in the same position. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when I tell you to begin, and only when I tell you to begin, you will take a series of 9 heel toe steps down that line. Look, just like this. Watch me. Don't start yet. Just like this. 1, 2, 3. I took 3. You will take 9. Once you take 9 steps, you'll make a turn. Keep your front foot planted with your back foot. Turn around like this. Take a series of small steps. Turn all the way around. And now you're facing my patrol unit.
No matter how many times the cop explained what Officer Hernandez was supposed to do, he just ended up standing there, staring blankly at the cop, even though he kept saying he understood. Just as Officer Hernandez started to hope these exercises were over, the cop told him to stand on one leg and count out loud. That seemed to be too much for Officer Hernandez, and he quickly came up with a third excuse of the night, claiming it wasn't possible because the wind was blowing too strong. It was clear Hernandez was grasping at straws, trying anything to avoid facing the reality of the situation.
After you turn, you'll take 9 more heel toe steps down that same line, just like this. 1, 2, 3, back down number 9.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hernandez, throughout this test, keep your hand directly at your sides.
Yes, sir.
And out in your pockets.
Yes, sir.
Look down at your feet while you count. Okay. And count out loud so I can hear you. Also, once you start this test, don't stop it until you've completed it. And don't forget to touch heel to toe.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, sir.
You feel understand what I want you to do?
Yes, sir.
Next up will be step number 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, turn and face me. Heels and toes together. Hands on your sides.
Can we do it on the other side of your unit? It's super windy.
What's that?
Can we do the other test on the side of your unit?
No, we're state police. Everything's done in our front.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's super windy.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, okay.
I did the test.
Okay.
Okay. So,
No, I'm just saying that.
Okay.
The next one.
you gotcha. You could turn however you need to.
Okay.
Okay. So just watch me. Don't start yet. Just right now. I want you to listen to me. Okay. So when I tell you to begin, what I want you to do is raise the leg of your choice.
Okay.
Either your left leg or your right leg, approximately 6 inches parallel with the ground.
Yes, sir.
Do you know what the word parallel means?
Yes, sir.
Do you know how tall 6 inches roughly is?
Yes, sir.
Silence, cool, can. Okay, watch me. Don't start yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise my left leg. Okay. My left leg's fully extended, my toes pointed, both feet are straight, my hands on my sides. Once your foot is raised, count like this. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Just keep on counting until you try to stop. So during this test, keep your hands at your sides. Look down the foot that's elevated and count out loud.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Do you feel understand?
Yeah, can I?
Sure, you can face whichever way you want.
Officer Hernandez was really struggling with all these exercises, and the cop who pulled him over saw what was going on and decided it was just time to put Officer Hernandez in his place. After all, cops should know that the same rules apply to them as they do to everyone else, right? This cop was determined to teach Officer Hernandez a tough lesson, so he gave him yet another exercise to complete. Honestly, I have to say I really like this cop. He wasn't going to let Officer Hernandez off the hook easily and made sure he understood that no one's above the law, not even a fellow officer.
Whenever you're ready, I'll tell you when to stop.
1001, 1002, 1003,
Okay, come over with me. Can you count backwards?
Yes, sir.
Count backwards from the number 58 to 43 backwards.
Yes, sir.
Don't sing them. Don't sing them.
Don't sing them?
Yeah, just count backwards.
Okay. 58, 57, 56, or sorry, 40 or 58 to where?
43.
43, okay. 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 44, 45, 44, 43.
Saying that Officer Hernandez failed the sobriety test is a bit of an understatement. The exercise where he had to say the letters of the alphabet from G to R was the final nail in the coffin for him. The cop, who had already figured out what was going on, just wanted to give Officer Hernandez a hard time, finally told him that he was speeding, driving under the influence, and that he had to come down to the station. But instead of cooperating, Officer Hernandez started acting arrogant and reluctantly followed his colleague's orders. At one point, he even said he didn't want to fight but disagreed with the cop's decision. Honestly, Officer Hernandez was in no position to argue with anyone at that moment. The best thing he could do was apologize and keep following orders, but instead he was digging himself into an even deeper hole.
Bad.
Yes, sir.
Starting with the letter H as in Henry, stopping at the letter R as in Robert. Recite them forward. Don't sing them.
H star.
H star.
HIJKLMNOPQR.
Okay. Unfortunately, Mr. Hernandez, I believe that you're well over the legal limit.
Okay.
Okay. Go and take care of you. So I will do the favor of that. Would you disagree with me?
I wouldn't agree with you, sir.
No, I said, would you disagree with me?
I would disagree with you.
Okay.
Can I put it in my unit?
Sure. You're speeding.
Yes, sir.
Your driving behavior.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Did you do great in the fields? No. Do you know how to do the field sobriety test? Yes. Your speech. I've never heard you speak. The strong odor. Your eye movements. Okay.
Okay, but my eye movement and nothing else. Like,
Okay.
I'm not going to argue.
Oh, I know you're not.
I'm good. Here.
Who's your sergeant?
Do you want me to give him a call?
We'll call him in a minute.
You honestly, you don't need to do all that. Like, I can.
Well, you can take off your gun belt. Yeah.
What do you want?
Or this thing?
Yeah.
Did that come off?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to take it out.
Okay. Do you want me to put it in my unit?
Yeah.
After Officer Hernandez took off his uniform and left all his belongings in his police car, it was time to handcuff him. But it's pretty irritating that he kept asking the cop what he was supposed to do next. I mean, he's a cop too. Shouldn't he know all of this? It was obvious he was just trying to buy himself some time, even though the outcome was going to be the same no matter what. Then the cop informed him that he was under arrest and asked if he agreed to give a blood sample to check the alcohol level in his blood. Officer Hernandez refused, even though he knew this would cost him his driver's license and was pretty much an admission of guilt.
Which one? Oh. It's the.
Oh, there's no key fob?
Long one, sir.
There's no key fob?
No, sir.
Did you have your phone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, your phone.
Do anything else?
No.
Okay.
Oh, do you have a t-shirt? Do you have a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Let's check out the APD.
Okay.
Go. Okay, look back there. Front of my police car. Okay. Face front of my police car. Yep. Let go of your hands. Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
I thought that's something that said Mr. Callas.
Oh, that's my shirt. That's my partner. I wear his shirt.
Okay.
It's just because his shirt fits better.
Okay. So, Mr. Hernandez, I'm about to tell you something very important. You are now under arrest for driving under the influence of intoxicating liquor and/or drugs. The next compliant consent act requires you to submit to a breath test to determine the alcohol content of your blood. After you take our test, you have the right to choose an additional independent test. If you choose to take this additional independent test, you have the right to reasonable opportunity to arrange for a physician, a licensed nurse, or laboratory technician or technologist who's available at the hospital, or a physician of your own choice to perform additional chemical tests. The cost of this additional test will be paid for by a law enforcement agency, which is us, the New Mexico State Police. Mr. Hernandez, do you agree to take our test? Every time I'm asking for a breath test.
No, sir.
Okay, sir, I can't afford.
After the cop explained to Officer Hernandez just how bad the situation was, it was time for him to take a seat in the back of the police car for a change. You could tell by the look on his face that he wasn't too happy with how things turned out. In fact, he seemed passively aggressive at the cop who pulled him over. That was the real issue here. Rather than showing any kind of remorse or even acknowledging his mistake, Officer Hernandez was still more concerned about himself. Instead of owning up to what he'd done, he just focused on how unfair he thought the situation was.
If you are convicted in court for driving under the influence, you may also receive a greater sentence if you have refused to be tested. Furthermore, you'll be charged with aggravated DWI, which you know. With that in mind, do you want to submit to a breath test?
No, sir.
Do you turn around this way? Open your mouth. Lift your tongue. Open your mouth. It's now 12:06. Okay. And I'll take your phone from you, and then we'll call your sergeant. I gotta call my lieutenants anyway.
What's that?
Seat. Anything else on you other than your phone?
I might have my knife on.
I touched on you.
I might just be my wallet.
Yeah.
That's anything I keep in my pocket. Other stuff is in my gun. Other side's just my. That's where I keep my gun. Yeah, that's it.
But there's no gun there now, right?
What's that?
There's no gun there now.
No. Would you mind if I called my server or no?
I'll pop it on speakerphone.
Okay. Can we put this in the phone?
Cuffs?
Yeah.
No.
I get you. You're good.
Before heading to the station, the cop had just a few things left to do. He needed to inform his department about what had happened, get a unit to pick up Officer Hernandez's vehicle, which was still parked in the middle of the road, and let the sergeant know that Officer Hernandez wouldn't be making it to his third shift, which was supposed to start at around midnight because he was arrested for driving under the influence. The cops at the station were pretty shocked when they heard about Officer Hernandez's irresponsibility. It wasn't every day one of their own ended up on the wrong side of the law like this.
Hey, good. Can you meet me here at the I-25 northbound at the 2, kind of by Bobby Foster? Yes or no? And then I'll need somebody to take the unit home or to your station. He's been arrested for DWI. No, sir.
In his unit?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this again?
Sergeant LaFave?
Fave?
Mm-hmm.
State police?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you guys are handling everything?
Yes. But I'm giving you a courtesy because he was in full uniform. And all this stuff's in his unit, and I'm parked behind his unit now.
Yeah, he's supposed to be here for briefing. We start at midnight.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
What the fuck? Okay, I'll bring one of my guys and we'll go get it.
All right, thank you, sir.
We'll be en route right now.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye. He's on his way.
The cop waited with Officer Hernandez for the new unit that was coming to pick up his car. When the new cop arrived, Officer Hernandez tried to win him over by pointing out where his knives and guns were in the vehicle. I'm not sure what he thought that was going to accomplish, but the new cop wasn't impressed by Officer Hernandez sharing that information. He didn't see Officer Hernandez as some kind of hero for being upfront about it. If anything, it just made the situation more awkward.
Respectful. He doesn't want to blow. And it's fine. Thanks, we'll figure it out down the road, but I appreciate you coming out. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, sir.
He's right here.
Okay. Can I step over?
No.
Okay.
You just tell them.
Search the 43-1 that we had last week. The knife is in my passenger front side. I just didn't get a tag it last week, just because everything that was going on. I don't know if that's important. I just want to let you know before, if the vehicle gets towed, people lose their shit because there's a bloody knife in my unit. Okay. I just want to let you know, sir.
All right. Are you guys always like that?
Officer Jordan Hernandez was later charged with driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs, speeding, and failing to stay in his lane. Unfortunately, his trial is still ongoing, but behavior like this shouldn't just result in the losing of a driver's license. It calls for the losing of a badge and his position as a public servant too. Cops are supposed to set an example, and when they don't, there should be serious consequences. Officer Hernandez's actions that night were a clear violation of the trust placed in him, and it's hard to see how he could continue in his role after something like this. When 33-year-old Jaredson Mackey was pulled over on July 20th of 2022, officers from the Eastworth Police Department in Georgia had a strong suspicion that something wasn't quite right. They had spotted a vehicle, a retired police cruiser, flashing emergency lights as if it were still in active service. And behind the wheel, Jaredson was dressed in what appeared to be official law enforcement attire, complete with a badge that looked convincing enough at first glance. But as the officers approached, the scene began to unravel.
Hey, partner.
Hi.
Hey, I'm Officer Park with the Ackworth Police Department.
I see you using emergency lights to pull out into traffic on Lake Ackworth Drive. Oh, no, because I couldn't get through, Chief. You notice that's a standstill. So I flashed the lights so people could see me, but I was trying to get in the line. Who do you work for? This is my company. I'm an off-duty hero operator. This is my company. Okay. Yeah, I do criminal details. Yeah. So you look like me, you're impersonating a police officer. Oh, no, sir, I'm not.
Jaredson confidently told the cops he was an off-duty hero with the Georgia Department of Transportation, but they weren't buying it. As the minutes ticked by, the situation felt more and more suspicious. It's not every day someone goes out of their way to look and act like law enforcement, and the cops were definitely picking up on it. One of them even said it seemed like Jaredson was just pretending to be a cop, which Jaredson denied, standing firm in his story. But seasoned cops like these have an act for sensing when something's off, so they asked him for some ID and a license for the emergency lights on his vehicle. Jaredson handed over the license, which showed everything was supposedly good until December of that year. But as one of the cops looked a little bit closer, he started to notice something that just didn't add up.
Do you have a lighting permit for the vehicle?
Yeah, right down the glass.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Be right back with you, okay?
All right.
It's got a light permit. I'm just looking at this, sir. Hey, Chief, what do you say that cross was where you saw him activate the lights on Lake Ackworth?
What's the name of the subdivision with the mayor behind Lake Ackworth Village?
Lake Ackworth.
He was at
Ackworth Muffler.
and he was wanting to turn right out on the 92 in that string of traffic there, and he turns on
Okay.
the lights to get out there.
Okay, so near Cherokee Street.
You know that feeling when everything checks out on paper, like the ID and the permit for the lights, but something just doesn't sit right? That's exactly what these put in his name. They even took him over to the car to try and get the truth out of him, but Jaredson stuck to his story, confident as ever. Despite their gut feeling that something was off, the cops were stuck. Everything looked legit, and they couldn't act on that bad feeling, no matter how strong it was.
The thing is so he has a lighting permit that's valid. He has a lighting permit that's valid for the vehicle. To have
Can't have red though. Can't have red or blue, right?
That's what I'm curious about. If he has a company that does escorts, I'd have to look back in the law. I would assume it's amber or white.
Right.
But at the very least, from what Chief's saying, he's improperly using them. He's not on an escort.
Right.
He's just trying to cheat his way into traffic. So at the very least, I want improper use of emergency equipment.
Speeding down Brown Road.
Yeah. It's just I didn't, Chief didn't give me a number, so I don't know if he was pacing him. I don't think Chief was pacing him. He didn't tell me exactly how fast he was doing, and he was saying, "What?" He said 57? Oh, okay.
we can't pace in our cars, but we can do 2 faster divisions. It's red.
West.
Didn't have red or blue, right?
The cops, not even realizing they were only scratching the surface of something much bigger, decided to hand Jarrettson his ID back. But they weren't letting him off the hook entirely. They wrote him a citation for using his emergency lights to cut through traffic, which of course is against those rules. After all, those lights are meant for real emergencies, not for skipping through traffic. Jarrettson, however, quickly realized how much trouble a ticket could cause him. The moment the cops started writing it up, he began pleading with them not to go through with it, saying it would ruin his reputation and his company's good name.
All right, Mr. Mackey, here's your ID back.
Thank you.
Look, just here.
I know, let me just talk to Chief real quick before, because I'm telling you how it's going to work. Even though I'm doing this on my private side, once I get this ticket, G-Dot is going to ground me again. I'm going to get grounded. And that's why I'm trying to don't interfere my personal business with G-Dot. Anytime they run a driver's license number, I'm going to get grounded. I ask the chief, please.
I hear, but you have to understand that this whole scenario is a big issue for us too, because the uniform and lights and all that. This is when it gets.
The thing is, this is my company. I run my company respectfully. Okay. Because I deal with high clients. This is my uniform. Not me say officer, nothing. This is my uniform.
I got you.
You understand? But please, I just want to talk to the chief. I know you're going to still do your job. I mean no harm. You can check me. My badge number is 44 is everyone the express lanes.
Just hear me out.
I don't want to get grounded.
If the chief wants to argue, that's fine, but this is going to stand, all right? Just let me explain this. What I need you to do is sign here at the X. Signing is not an admission.
I know routines.
All right.
I'm a former police in the Bahamas. I know.
Okay. Do you need a pen? There you go.
Sir, please, if I could.
Everything I point out to everyone else, auto-generated court date right now is showing for the 18th of August at 9 a.m. at our court. The address is right there on the back of your copy. This phone number right here is to the court services. Takes about 3 to 5 business days for the citation. Give them a call and they'll explain everything to you.
Okay.
Do you have any further?
Do I have to attend the court? I just can pay it because I already.
Once you contact that number, they'll tell you all your options. If you can just pay it outright, and they'll explain your payment problem.
Hey, Chief.
Since they couldn't find anything solid to charge Jarrettson with at the scene, the cops decided to let him go. But the chief of police wasn't ready to drop it just yet. Once they were back at the station, the chief began to dig deeper into Jarrettson's employment records. The chief had a hunch that Jarrettson might be impersonating a cop, and he wasn't about to let it slide. Jarrettson's behavior during the whole thing only added to the suspicion. Remember how he said he owned the company? Well, now he was insisting on calling his supervisor. That's a pretty big red flag, right? I mean, how often do you hear about a company owner who has a supervisor? It just didn't add up, and the chief wasn't about to ignore the little detail.
I know. That's why.
The windows for them.
Yeah, I'm trying to crack the window right now, Chief.
Won't you open all the windows so they don't?
No, the thing is, when I ride, the air, the compressor's going to kick in. Yeah. Chief.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be no pain in your hip, but Chief, please, man, I don't want to get grounded. Please, from G-Dot, please. I beg you, Chief.
I get that.
I live in the community. I live right there on 3485. I'm not a bad person. Please, Chief. I beg of you.
I don't think you're a bad. Let me have your business card. I don't think.
Chief, I can show you my LLC. I can show you my LLC right now.
I'll let them handle it.
And also right here.
Yeah.
That's why he was calling my supervisor just now.
All right.
Later, the cops discovered that Jarrettson had faked his permit for the emergency lights. 2 days later, cops arrested him and charged him with unlawfully operating an emergency vehicle and impersonating a police officer. Just think about how messed up that is. Putting all that effort in just to look like a cop. It really makes you wonder what Jarrettson's real intentions were. We can only guess, but it's clear he wasn't up to any good. In DeKalb, just before 1 a.m., one November night in 2023, police officers arrived at the scene of a 2-car crash near a fire station on South 7th Street. One of the cars involved had a seriously injured woman who was rushed to hospital where she tragically passed away. 3 other passengers in the vehicle suffered minor injuries. The driver of the other car was 25-year-old James Correleo. At first, the responding officers had no idea that James was actually one of their own, just off duty. But as they began to talk to him, it quickly became apparent that something was off.
I'm coming southbound, she's coming northbound, inside lanes both times. I don't know where we cross.
Okay, you're going south, she's going north.
She's going north. inside lanes on both equal lanes of traffic.
Okay. Can talk to you over here. Where are you coming from?
Friend's house.
Okay. All right, how you feeling?
I'm feeling okay.
Okay. Anything in the car? Do you got a weapon there or anything?
No, off duty.
Okay.
I got not carrying.
Okay.
Service weapons in my holster at home.
Okay. All right, stay here, okay? All right, man, I'm looking for his honesty, okay? I know you're in a tough predicament right now. Anything like that, okay? I'm looking for his honesty and compliance, and that's all I'm asking for, okay? Okay. When was the last time you drank tonight?
A little bit earlier.
Okay, how long ago was that?
A couple hours, about 2.
2 hours ago? Okay, what were you drinking?
I had about a meal.
Okay. Have you ate it all today?
Yes, I have. Sandwich, ham sandwich.
When was the last time you ate?
About 2.5 hours ago. They had food over there, and they had food, which was also as well a chicken sandwich, as well as chicken dumplings.
The cops' main goal was to figure out what caused the accident and how it all went down. But James confidently claimed he had no idea how the collision happened. He even denied being drunk, though he did admit to having a couple of drinks earlier that evening. Beyond that, he wasn't giving up any more details. What's unsettling is how calm he stayed, even though he had caused such a horrific car crash. The cop questioning James eventually realized he was talking to a fellow officer, but he decided to stick to the rules and make sure there was no doubt about whether James was driving under the influence.
How much did you sleep today?
Roughly today, about 6 hours.
Okay. Where exactly were you calling from?
Roughly around Greenwood Acres.
Greenwood Acres?
We're off Sycamore Road.
Okay. Where are you heading to? Where was your destination?
Off of Best Avenue.
Okay. It's right down there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, listen, man. Listen, I can tell you're drinking. I'm just being honest with you. I know me and you go way back, but we're here right now, okay? You got that? Okay. All right, listen. How much of an influence do you feel like now?
I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yes.
Okay. You still feel like there's alcohol in your system?
No. 100%.
No? Okay. All right, James. We have to do a couple things here, right? Okay. All right. Can I check you out?
Go ahead.
Okay. Stand with me. Am I still feeling good?
James, still full of confidence, agreed to do a field sobriety test to prove he wasn't drunk. But as soon as he started, he realized he was in way more trouble than he first thought. His plan to stay calm and convince the cops he was sober began to crumble quickly. Right from the start, James complained about walking on the asphalt and asked if they could move him to the nearby grass, which made no sense at all. The cops decided to give him a chance anyway, still showing some tolerance since they didn't yet know how badly the woman involved in the crash was injured.
All right, do you have any problems, abnormalities?
Other than the knee surgery, ACL reconstruction 2016.
Okay.
Right knee.
Okay. How can you walk right now?
I can perform the test.
Okay. All right. So anything else in your general health besides the knee surgery 2016? No. Okay. Do you have any contacts in right now?
No.
Can we turn these lights on?
Yeah, we can. Okay. Put your feet together, hands at your sides, okay? Blink 3 times. Take a break. Still feeling good?
Feeling fine.
All right, man. No other just physical problems besides that knee?
Besides the right knee.
Okay. All right, imaginary line right here. Okay. All right, what I want you to do, place your left foot on the line. Okay. Maintain this position until I've completed the instructions. Do not start to walk until I tell you to do so. Do you understand?
Awesome.
Do you understand?
Awesome.
Okay, can you get back in that starting position, please? Do you feel more comfortable with this on the sidewalk, James?
I do.
Okay, let's go on the sidewalk then.
Just feel it all with the cracks.
I get you. I'm giving you a fair shot, okay? Let's go back here. We're away from any cracks. You got that thing? Or James, go back here. Start here. All right, get back in that starting position. Right foot, head of left foot, okay? Arms at your sides.
But as soon as James started the first exercise, where he had to walk in a straight line, placing his heel to the toe, it became painfully clear to the cops what they were dealing with. No matter how much they tried to help out their colleague, the situation was too obvious to ignore. James was struggling, and it was clear he wasn't as sober as he first claimed. Even though they didn't really have to, the cops decided to give him one last chance. They asked him to do an exercise where he had to stand on one leg and count, hoping maybe he could pull it all together.
Right, Dan? Not yet. Just hang out there. Okay. Go ahead and begin.
1,000 pace.
Just as I instructed you, okay? Okay. You still feeling all right, man? Okay. Go ahead and begin, James.
1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 2011, 2012, 2012, 2013.
Even though James seemed to do a little bit better on this exercise, trying hard to hide how drunk he was, it was already too late. Nothing could make up for the fact that he had staggered so badly during the second exercise, where he was supposed to just walk in a straight line. You'd think the cops would have called it then and there, but surprisingly, they gave him yet another chance. This time, they asked him to close his eyes, count to 30, and say stop when he thought the time was up. Sounds simple enough, right?
15, 16, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029.
Go ahead and hang out. You can stop, okay? You know, James, can you tell me where you're at right now?
Right now I'm at 7th and I'm on 7th Street, right at Charter.
Okay. What was the make of the vehicle you were driving?
GMC Sierra 2013 1500.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. What I want you to do is stand with your feet together and arms at your sides. Okay. When I tell you to tilt your head back slightly and close your eyes until you think 30 seconds has passed. Do you understand?
Can you reiterate one more time?
Yep. I'll read it for you again. Okay. Stand with your feet together and place your arms at your sides. Okay.
Okay.
When I tell you to tilt your head back slightly and close your eyes until you think 30 seconds has passed. Okay? Do you understand?
Understood.
Okay. When you think 30 seconds has passed, tilt your head forward, open your eyes, and say stop. Do you understand?
Understood.
And tilt your head back, close your eyes, and wait for me to tell you to start. Okay?
For James, this was an impossible mission. You'd be surprised how long it took him to count to 30 seconds in his head. Time was just dragging on for him, and that was a big problem. It seemed obvious he wasn't in control, and it was time to handle this like any other case. James was no longer just a colleague, he was the one who caused the crash. They began treating him as they should, as the main suspect. The reality of the situation hit them, and they knew they couldn't keep giving him chances.
Begin. Okay. How much time was that, James?
35.
35? Okay. How'd you reach that time?
In my head counted at a 1,000 pace.
Okay. All right. Stand with your feet together and arms at your sides, okay? Do not do anything else until I tell you to. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Follow my stimulus, which will be the tip of my pen again, okay? With your eyes and eyes only. Do not move your head. Do you understand?
Understood.
Just relax. You can come over if he needs to. He can come talk to him. He can talk to him if he needs to.
Rest position.
Yeah, just chill out. Chill out a minute. Fire's gonna talk to you, okay?
What you got, big dog?
I got 1055. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to high school with him.
Where is it?
Who is it? James Corleo. Who? James Corleo.
Where does he work?
South side of the city. Oh,
After a quick conversation with the other cops, they knew it was time to finish the procedure by the book. They asked James to take a breathalyzer test and he agreed. Maybe he thought by cooperating he could still somehow fool him, but the plan didn't go anywhere. Within seconds the result came in and before he knew it, James was handcuffed and sitting in the back seat of a police car. But he never saw it coming. All his confidence and attempts to keep his cool had finally run out. Now he was facing the consequences.
all right, James, listen, man. We still got some stuff to work through after this, but are you going to provide a breath sample right now?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. Go to Boulder. Right, you say you don't got a gun on you right now or anything?
I got nothing.
Okay, go check real quick. Okay. Alright. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do, man, okay? You understand me?
Is that is 1 too tight?
Take a seat, James. You just unlock out, but strap right there.
You have to go from here.
Alright, I got two.
Think back to the start of James' conversation with the cops. He was full of confidence, acting like he had no clue how the accident had happened. He kept his cool, pretending nothing was wrong, but that act didn't last for long. By the time he was sitting in the back of the police car, the reality of the situation started to sink in. When they pulled up to the station, his calmness quickly turned to paranoia. He probably started to realize just how deep in trouble he was. It's hard not to think that he should have considered all this much earlier, like before he decided to get behind the wheel drunk. Wouldn't you agree?
Not sure. If they got a helicopter coming in, they'll ask me. We'll figure it out once we get inside. Can you shut off my dash cam, please? Stepping off this. Can I walk through? Okay.
I know. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I get it.
Well, you gotta read the warning notice. I get it.
Yeah, I got it.
The only upside to James being a cop was that he knew the routine inside the station, so the officers didn't have much trouble processing him. But anyone could see the fear and worry in his eyes. At one point, it seemed like James wanted to ask the cop who was with him the whole time for some help, but it was clear he didn't have the guts to do so. He knew what kind of response he would get. James realized that all he could do now was cooperate and wait to see what would happen to him. The confidence he had earlier was gone, replaced by the harsh reality of the situation he had gotten himself into.
Treatment or draw?
I'm consenting, but I'm just gonna do the normal process.
Okay, sounds good.
Can you ask them if they got a room or anything?
Yep.
Dispatch should have called.
Can I see Philly for a sec? I'm not gonna do that. But I know how the process goes. I've done it. Like I said earlier, just based on bias, they're saddest of them. That's all.
We'll try.
Where at? What's her name?
I'm done for pretty much already.
I'm not gonna talk about that, James.
I'm not as sorry asking it as the criminal aspect, but I'm done as a PO. Just be honest.
Do both? So we only do blood here.
I'll do blood.
We'll do blood. All right, you can come to triage then.
Can I walk through?
Yep, go ahead.
I'm not good. I feel that's only great. And
Just go 23. Oh, okay.
to keep the integrity in this, obviously I have my wallet, my off-duty badges in there. I need you to,
We going here?
Yeah, we're going here.
Okay.
I need you to contact my department.
That's gonna be James. That's gonna be on you, man.
When the cops sat James down to take a blood sample, probably to check his blood alcohol levels since it was pretty clear he was drunk, James started asking what the punishment he might face was. At that moment, neither he nor the cop knew that the woman he hit had died. The cop figured since James was a fellow officer, the worst punishment he might get would be losing his driver's license for 6 months to a year. But James had no idea how much worse things were about to get. The reality of what he had done was about to hit him hard. The consequences would be far more severe than he had ever imagined.
If you want to find the best spot to hit one of these strips.
Can I be on top? I'm not going to be I'm not.
I gotta do everything like normal James.
Okay, alright. Procedure is procedure. Yeah, go ahead and state the first part. I'm not going to, I will submit the chemical breath testing. That's required.
Alright, subsequent to an arrest for driving while under the influence of alcohol or other drugs or intoxicating compounds or any combination thereof, DUI or sex. And Community Protection Act, and if you're a first offender, your driving privileges will be suspended for a minimum of 6 months. Or if you're not a first offender, your driving privileges will be suspended for a minimum of 1 year. Do you have a CDL, James? No. Okay.
No, or school bus driving.
Alright.
Just do what you gotta do. If you guys got something to say that's not gonna go against policy, just let it out now. I mean, I know you do.
You got nothing to say, James? Am I missing anything?
I don't think so. Hold on. Sorry. We're going here. Okay, just the patient's signature, and then my signature. That's it?
Okay.
Alright. And then you have to open that up.
While sitting in the chair to have his blood drawn, James repeatedly told his colleagues to just do what they had to do. It's hard to tell if he was hoping they'd take pity on him or somehow help him out, or if he had already resigned himself to whatever was coming. His blood alcohol concentration came back at 0.154%, which is way above the legal limit for driving in most places, usually set between 0.02% and 0.08%. A blood alcohol level of 0.154 means James was seriously intoxicated. His decision-making, coordination, and reactions would have been severely impaired. Given this information, there was no way the cops could help him even if they had wanted to. In the end, James' attitude comes off a bit selfish, don't you think? Expecting sympathy when he puts so many lives at risk just isn't right.
This is your bed, sorry.
No problem.
Got it. Thank you. Actually, Alright. A lot of process, sorry.
No problem.
You okay with this arm? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for towards the counter, please.
The outcome of the case was inevitable. All that was left for the cops to inform James, who was already in the interrogation room by then, that he'd be staying in jail for a few days until the next steps were taken. He also told James he'd be receiving 2 or 3 citations for driving under the influence, trying to offer some support. The cop even mentioned that he didn't think James was a bad guy. But honestly, I don't agree with that at all. In my view, James is a bad person because no decent person would put other people's lives at risk, or in James' case, take a life due to sheer irresponsibility. It was only then James thought to ask the cop how the other people in the other car were doing. After everything he'd done, it seemed like just another attempt to manipulate his colleague into being kinder to him.
Back here with me. I'll be with you in a little while, okay? What's up, man? What's going on? Heard you had something or one?
What's going on with the case?
Okay, so right now, so D1 or DUI A2, the ag DUI for the injuries, okay, and then 2 other traffic citations.
How extensive are the injuries?
There'd be still medical care, okay.
But nothing life-threatening.
It's a serious medical injury. That's all I'm gonna say, okay. All right, so this is detainable, okay.
So
I'm being sure you're gonna be in there till Monday, okay. Listen, you're not a bad guy, okay? No one in here thinks you're a bad guy, okay? I'll call the jail, let them know who you are, and what's going on, okay? But that's where we're at, okay?
It was clear that the cops felt awful about how their colleague had tarnished the reputation of the entire department. Just think about how bad it looks when a cop, someone who's supposed to protect and ensure everyone's safety, ends up committing such a serious offense. Before being taken to jail, James made one final statement, saying he didn't want to be treated any differently than anyone else. Well, that's good because he didn't deserve any special treatment. The damage he caused speaks for itself. It's only right that he faces the same consequences as anyone else who breaks the law.
Anything else, man? Yeah. Come on. I know, man. Listen, like I said, I'm treating like everybody else. Everybody else, okay?
I don't want to be treated any different.
So, like I'm saying, it's this how the statute reads: permanent bodily injury, great bodily harm. Okay, just how the statute reads. I got some jail shirts.
I'm sorry that I had to push him. Probably hasn't been easy on you.
Yeah, not glad to you.
Outside of doing your job, I get it. I've been on a personal.
I know. I don't want to be here either, James.
I know.
Here we are. Okay.
You got a job to do. We signed up for this. It is what it is.
All right, man. I'll get you out of here as soon as possible. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
James Corleo was charged with reckless homicide, aggravated DUI, and DUI following a fatal accident. During the legal process, it was discovered that he violated the conditions of his pretrial release, leading the judge to revoke his driver's license. Despite this breach, the judge opted not to take him into custody, but give him a stern warning instead. The trial is ongoing, and if found guilty, James could face up to 14 years in prison. Our deepest condolences go out to the family of 59-year-old Graciela Reza Contreras, who lost her life in the accident.